Hey, we're live streaming 1 minute early.
You guys get the behind the scenes preview. Your reward for joining early.
I see Eduardo is on. He says hi. Well, hello to you, Eduardo. And don't forget, if you're watching this on YouTube, that there is a live chat. We are monitoring the live chat. So please ask your questions. And I think we've done a good job in every previous webinar to answer everything that has come our way. So coming at you live, I'm here from San Juan, Puerto Rico, actually Dorado, Puerto Rico. That's my balcony view outside. Palm trees. Is a super hot day. I went for a bike ride this morning. Oh my God, it was hot.
How hot is it getting over there?
Actually it's cooled off a little bit. We had some rain over the weekend, but it was like in the 110 plus, which is crazy for Puerto Rico.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and we have, of course, the magnificent Angelynne. I'm going to call her Angelynne, so not to be confused with AngelAi. And she is live from Burbank, California.
From Los Angeles, California, where we finally are getting Los Angeles weather. So it's an exciting day.
Yes, we got a great show for you today. We're going to learn a lot. So Sahib Ajit Singh is our guest speaker. He is a certified genius. I think if we were to test his IQ, and please feel free to ask some Mensa type questions in the live chat, and I think his IQ test is like a 6,000 or something crazy like that.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah.
All right. So he's a young kid. He's a young whiz kid, and he is a social media expert. He knows how to use all the AI tools and techniques and mining the keywords. And basically, he's cracked the code. The secret sauce on getting you boosted and making you more popular than Elon Musk.
I don't know if that's a good thing. Too much attention is not always the best, but
yeah. And
they say any publicity is good publicity.
Well, when people are watching every move that you make and every word that you speak, I don't know. Yeah.
So we got a great show for you. We're going to start off with a little background. Sahib's got a great story, how he got to where he is, how he's top of his game at a very young, tender age of what, 17?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. He is old enough to drink. I'll just say that. He can go to Vegas. Sahib doesn't drink, but he can if he wanted to.
Yeah.
But he is a very, very, very genius kid. He's accomplished a lot in a very young age. So the part that impressed me the most was when I heard the story of how he took his dad's business, his insurance and financial planning business, from basically no social media presence to 50,000 followers and now several 100,000 followers in as little as 6 months. So his dad was sitting around thinking, oh my God, this kid, what am I going to do with him? What a waste of 20 years raising this kid. What a waste. Yeah. And now he's making his dad money, and his dad's like, okay, good investment. Good job, kid.
Investment. Yeah. My dad tells everyone that he's an influencer now. He goes around, and when people ask, what do you do? He says, I'm an influencer. Check out my Instagram.
So as so many of the other guests that we've had on the show, life has not been a straight line. It has not been easy. So let's give us a little background, Sahib, about your but before we go into that, I'm gonna this is what we have in store for you in the show. Sahib is gonna share 5 of his top 5 tricks that he does to boost social media presence. The same tricks that he applied to get his dad from 0 to hundreds of thousands. He's going to share 5 of those tricks with you today. So, and we're going to sprinkle them in throughout the 1 hour webinar. It's only 1 hour, so thank you for your time. 1 hour goes fast, and we're going to share those 5 secrets with you today. And there will be an angel alert every time there is a secret that's going to be shared. So Angel will say, Angel alert. And Sahib was going to say one of the five.
Do I
five
get to
simple
pick
tricks.
when I alert?
It's all up to you, Angel.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Yes.
We should
You
do
have
this
a lot
more
of
often.
When it's time to get one of his special sauce, secret ingredients out, Angel will say, Angel alert.
All right,
Oh.
all right, let's do it. We're
Yeah.
gamifying the webinar. I love it.
So to begin with, Sahib is going to tell us a little bit about his background and mindset, which is often the theme that we have in these webinars, is about mindset of success and what got you there, how it started, the humble beginnings you started from to this social media empire that you have now. So go ahead, Sahib.
Thank you so much, Pavan. I really appreciate you having me on. Hi, everyone. So my name is Sahib. I'm 25 years old, born and raised in Southern California. And I've been working in the social media space for the last, 4 or 5 years, since 2019, actually. And what started off as just, working with influencers and helping brands do brand promotions has now turned into me having a team of editors across the world, working with extremely talented videographers and filmographers to make like viral content that gets millions and if not even billions of views across platforms. And I'm proud to say that I think, I'm really, really good at understanding the social media algorithms and growing platforms in a way that is, quick viral growth with, just the simple tips that work across all platforms.
That's amazing. So how old were you when you first figured out that you wanted to be a businessman?
Well, I had my first job getting out of high school. My uncle got me a job at a finance office because that's what I was studying in college. And after 6 months, I was fired. Not because I didn't do the work or because I was doing the work poorly. It was because my boss told me that I was always depressed when I came in. And my boss could just tell that I wasn't really enjoying it. And for me, being in the office at 9 and staying until 5 and dealing with paperwork and a lot of busy work just wasn't my thing. So that was when I decided I've had, one and only job, and my uncle wasn't really happy when I got fired, but that was when I decided that I don't want to ever have to work a job. I want to, be in a business of helping people, of living, my life on my terms, traveling and having the freedom to do that.
That's really interesting because the audience, most of the people watching today are realtors and loan officers, and I think they're of the same mindset.
Yeah.
But now, what is the bridge between, a lot of people can say that, but it isn't as simple, right?
Mm-hmm.
I bet you're working 10 times harder today than you were at that job.
I think the stress is more, but my friends are sometimes jealous that on a Tuesday morning I can go for a hike, or in the middle of the month I can, take a trip to Europe or something, because I have that freedom. So I think I'd rather take that extra stress of, not having a secure paycheck or a steady paycheck every month to having I'd rather have the freedom to, do that. And I think as human beings, we work best under pressure. And I think the pressure kind of builds us even stronger and tougher. So I think having it a little too easy might be sometimes a bad thing, right?
Yeah. Now, where did you go to college?
I went to Cal State Fullerton, graduated in 2021.
Yeah.
During the pandemic.
And if you compare it against the year that I graduated college,
Mm-hmm.
you're just a baby. Or I'm a very old man. So yeah. So now I understand your dad, we talked about this, your dad is in the finance business,
Mm-hmm.
right? So how long have you been working with him?
Right out of high school. So as soon as I turned 18, I got my insurance license and started going to the office, started, trying to write insurance policies. And then, even before that, we as in high school, we'd always be talking about investments and money and budgeting. And I learned a lot about, financial literacy because of him. He's the one who made me read all the books right behind me. I have, all the classic Rich Dad, Poor Dad and Tony Robbins' Money and all of that. And he's the one who encouraged me to read those. And because of that, I think I've developed a solid understanding because you don't really learn it in school. I studied finance in school. And most of the stuff that's in these books or in what, I had during the dinner conversations with my dad, I didn't learn in school. And I think it's really important that, that to have that education that a lot of people don't get.
Okay. So how old were you when you first had those dinner conversations with your dad, and he was?
I'm not sure exactly how old, but it's definitely been, many years. I remember when the 2007, 2008 financial crisis happened. It was a tough time because that's when my dad was getting into the real estate space, and like hearing those conversations, but also hearing the negative impact of, investing, and it kind of becomes a scary thing. Sometimes you like, a lot of people think that like the risk sometimes isn't worth it. So seeing both sides of the story, the successes, but also the failures was as a young 10-11-year-old was really interesting.
Now, your parents are first generation immigrants.
Yeah.
And you were born in the States.
Mm-hmm.
So was it a struggle? Did you see your parents struggle as you were growing up?
Yeah, so I'm extremely fortunate and extremely blessed that there was never a single minute where I or my brother felt like we were struggling, because my parents worked really hard to make sure that we had everything that we wanted. But as I'm a very observant person, and as a young kid, I would definitely hear the conversations in the back happening about, like the money coming in, or some of the financial struggles that we were having. But like, again, super blessed that we never had to feel those. Like whenever I wanted a new video game or something, my dad would go out of his way to make sure that we got it and we traveled a lot, and we always had an amazing life. So like, props to him, because he never let us feel any of those struggles.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, and then I guess he got his investment back once you boosted his business through the roof, right?
Yeah, we kind of have an issue now that his office is getting too many phone calls. We don't have enough people to answer them. We're having to put people on the wait list. And he's running around like crazy. He's busier than he ever was. But it's all amazing. It's a blessing, and he's really enjoying it.
Well, you know what? If your dad ever get tired of you, I'll adopt you.
Awesome.
I could definitely use the social media help.
Yeah, everyone can. It's everyone's becoming an influencer is the new becoming a doctor, lawyer, engineer. I think it's the new status quo.
Yeah. That's right.
So, Sahib, for our audience that maybe they're just getting into social media or haven't made that leap yet, as our social media expert here, what would you say to those people, the importance, or what they're going to get out of learning about social media and really growing their following?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things that I had the realization of with working with influencers in 2019 was that attention is the biggest commodity. Not only to help your business necessarily, like, yeah, you can talk about real estate, you can talk about finance or whatever, but there's a million ways to monetize attention. And if you have attention, if you have a following on social media, you have a solid brand, and you have a group of people who trust you and listen to what you have to say, you can not only provide, positive value, you can, be a motivational speaker, you can help people learn things, but then you can also turn that into a business of its own, right? We know that influencers are constantly promoting products. I work with tech influencers who were getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to make a quick 30-second TikTok video just about a camera or a new computer. I worked with fitness influencers who are getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to promote clothing, right? So whatever field you're in, whatever niche that you're passionate about or that your business is in, you're able to build a business, help your personal business, right? Help your real estate or finance business, whatever it is, but also create another business of monetization. We, as entrepreneurs, the goal is always like having multiple sources of income, right? And this is just, I think, one of the best ways to do that. You can create a course that you teach something to your followers. You can sell merch. There's a million different things that you can do, and I think that's why it's so important. I'm not a very shy person, but I've always been the person that doesn't really have much of a social media presence. My Instagram, my stuff, everything's very low key. I don't really do too much. But when I realized this, I realized how powerful it was, because I was working with these influencers who were young kids, 16, 17-year-olds making multiple six figures just because they had a social media following, and they were enjoying it. They were doing what they loved.
Excellent. So I think it's almost time for an angel alert, but I do want to remind our audience, please give me that dopamine high and smash that subscribe button and the like button. I'd love to see those thumbs up numbers come in. Makes me feel
All right,
really
angel
good.
alert.
Let's do it. So you mentioned dopamine, and I think that's where we're start. The interesting case study with my dad's Instagram page. So my dad's got a little over 140,000 followers on Instagram, a few videos that have like 5, 6, 7 million views. And an interesting case study is that in the beginning, he didn't know that he even really had an Instagram page. He didn't have Instagram on his phone. So he wasn't discouraged when the first 200 videos didn't get any views. Then that's where I think a lot of people fail. They see content going out and they don't see a reaction. They don't get that dopamine hit when they get likes and comments and virality, right? And so they get immediately discouraged to not post as much. They're like, oh, this isn't working, or this isn't for me. And the amazing thing with my dad was he didn't even have Instagram on his phone. He had no idea. So there wasn't even like an opportunity for him to get discouraged. And I think a lot of the clients and a lot of the people that I've worked with very quickly, 2 months in, they're like, oh, it's not working out. I'm not getting any views. And it's because social media isn't an exact science. The algorithms are constantly changing. So you have to adapt and try different things. Everyone's personality is a little bit different. So that's the first tip that I'd give is don't get discouraged. Consistency is the biggest factor here.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right. And now I know you use a bunch of AI to boost your clients' success. So while you're talking about that, Angel, can you put up Sahib's contact information?
Yes, absolutely. So if you are interested in working with Sahib and his company, getting help with social media, growing your following, you can reach him here. So just scan that QR code, bring out your phone right now, scan the QR code. And I'll show this periodically throughout the webinar as well, and definitely we'll leave it up at the end for y'all.
Yeah. So, full disclosure, my companies have not yet contracted Sahib, but given our followers and what I'd like to achieve, I'm definitely going to be contracting Sahib.
I look forward to it.
So Sahib did not condition his appearance on this webinar on our commitment to. He is here on his just because he's an all-around good guy, AAGG. And he wants to share his knowledge and he loves our audience.
Yeah.
And we do have the full intent of using or I do have the full intent of using Sahib in both my tech company and my mortgage company. So this is going to be exciting. So I am learning from him right now, just like the rest of you are. So we got tip number 1 is don't get discouraged. Keep at it, keep posting. You never know what's going to hit, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I agree with the same thing because my daughter, she was posting on TikTok for a long time and she got, for a while, there's got, a few hundred hits, something.
Mm-hmm.
Then she did some videos that got 10, 20,000 hits. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right? And then she did one video that got now I think it's up to over 3 million hits.
Wow.
And it was the silliest video. And it was the video that she did about our Super Bowl party we had earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
We called it Morgan Bowl because that's when we launched our Super Bowl ad that ran nationally about our AI. And that is, by the way, if anybody watching, if you go on our YouTube channel, you can see that Super Bowl ad. It is published. Look, just search by date, and obviously Super Bowl was in February, so you'll find it there. And that's when AngelAi was called Morgan, so we call it Morgan Bowl. The name did change recently to AngelAi for various reasons. Angel, would you like to explain why we changed the name?
Yes, absolutely. So the biggest driver really was the amazing community of users that we have, because we kept hearing Morgan is like a guardian angel. She's watching over all of my deals, making sure nothing slips through the cracks, helping me answer questions 24/7, so much more than mortgage. And Morgan, if you guys know, if you're a Morgan AI OG, you've been using it for a while, you may know Morgan stood for Mortgage Magician. So with the releases coming out recently and in the future, where Morgan, now AngelAi, really is able to expand its user base and the things that it can do for its users, and just that feedback from the community, it was time that Morgan got her supercharged upgrade that came along with the new name. And because people were calling it their guardian angel, what better name than AngelAi? So here we are.
So right now we're seeing the greatest growth in the AngelAi. I'm still have a bad habit of calling it Morgan. So AngelAi, calling her Morgan. Her name is now AngelAi, and she herself demanded her name to be changed to AngelAi.
The AI getting a mind of its own.
Yeah. So so what we're seeing, the biggest growth in user base for AngelAi is from realtors. Realtors just love it. We were at a conference in Austin last week. A couple hundred realtors were there. Most of them went online during my presentation, went in there, started playing with it immediately. We're getting answers. The number one feature of AngelAi that realtors just completely embrace is its ability to track and prospect and set appointments for you. So it will track and prospect your leads and set appointments for you. And we're seeing an average of about 3 appointments for every couple hundred leads. So you can go to Angel, you can upload new contacts, old contacts, what have you, and AngelAi will start drip campaigning them, will start e-blasting them to your custom scripts. So you tell Angel what your custom scripts are, you tell AngelAi what, I gotta be careful to say AngelAi, not Angel, because we don't want
I was like, not me.
don't send it
AngelAi.
don't send it to this Angel, because he won't know what to do with it. Send it to AngelAi, and she will email your customers with your custom script and your branding and on your behalf, and she will also call them. Okay, so it's not a robocall, it's not a AI call, it's actually a real human calling your customers, and real bilingual humans, bilingual in English and Spanish. So we have a team of amazing people right here in Puerto Rico. They're amazing, because look how amazing it is back here. They're very fluent in both English and Spanish, and they will talk to your clients and set appointments for you. So, general rule of thumb is you got to get 10 or 15 appointments, out of which you might get 1 contract. So the more appointments you get, more contracts you get. More contracts you get, more closings you get. Mm-hmm. That's the way it rolls, right? And too many real estate agents just don't have the time to consistently call and follow up on their appointments. So now you have an AI that will manage it, track it, and with what we call augmented intelligence, with the human assist, will give the complete solution, complete package in one simple technology. So before we go on to Sahib's tip number 2, which I'm sure you guys are all waiting for, it's exciting, it's a drum roll, and tip number 2 is coming soon. Before we go on to that, do one thing: smash the like button and subscribe button on YouTube. And Angel will right now walk you through how to upload your leads into AngelAi, so you can take full advantage of the lead prospecting. So on to you, Angel.
All right. Yeah, super easy to use. If you don't already have an account, we'll show you how to create your free account a little bit later. You want to have an account so that AngelAi has your contact information, and it makes this process very quick and easy. So I am at AngelAi.ai, and all I have to do is, just in the form of a chat, is tell her I have a bulk file of leads for you to follow up on. So right here within AngelAi, you'll notice that little paperclip icon right to the right of the text field. So I can attach my file of leads right there. There's really no limit to the amount of leads that can be included in that file. You see me do an Excel file, but it's any format that you have your leads, whether it's Word, you have them jotted down, handwritten on a piece of paper, PDF, Excel, CSV, whatever it is. Then AngelAi is going to ask what you want done with the leads. So you can actually choose, do you want just an email campaign? Do you just want the phone call campaign? Or do you want both? Here I am going to say both. And next, she is offering to use my own custom email templates and phone scripts. So you can really personalize the message that's going out to your leads. So you can write out the phone script, you can write out your email template, use your own branding, your logos, all of that good stuff to really personalize it. For our realtors on the call, if you have buyer leads, seller leads, just make sure you have a column in that Excel sheet that indicates which one's which, and you can even do different scripts. So same thing, you just use that little paperclip icon to attach the phone scripts, email templates that you want used. And it is really that quick and easy. So AngelAi is going to send me a confirmation here that says, thank you, I will contact leads on your behalf and keep you updated through weekly emails. So the goal when AngelAi's human assistants are on the phone is, of course, to get them on the phone with you. So if they do get someone live on the line that is interested and ready to talk to you, they're going to attempt to warm transfer, live transfer the call right to you then and there. If they can't get a hold of you, they'll shoot you an email with the information. And then weekly, you're going to get a report of everything that was done on the leads. How many call attempts were made, how many people were reached, what was the outcome. If they weren't ready to buy or sell now, but they said they're going to think about it in the fall, you're going to see that. So it is a very efficient way of working through your leads. I don't think I know anyone who really truly loves cold calling, even if they did have the time. So this way you are weeding through all of those leads that aren't ready to buy or sell now, and you are hand delivered those people that are going to be ready for you. I do see in the chat, how do you sign up? So I'm going to run through that process really quickly as well. So just go to angelai.ai, hit let's chat. And then the first thing she's going to do is ask for your name. So just type in your name. When you do that, you will consent to the terms and conditions. And when she asks how she can help you today, just say create account. So she'll need 3 pieces of information from you. The first being your email address. So enter your email address. And then she's going to send a one-time passcode to your email. So you just grab that out of your inbox, provide that one-time passcode. Next, she'll ask for your cell phone number. So go ahead and type in your cell phone number. Same thing. She's going to send a one-time, we have to consent to receiving text. All about following regulation here. She'll send that one-time passcode via text to you. You'll provide her that one-time passcode. And sometimes people ask, hey, why all of the verification? Remember, AngelAi was built for mortgage, for real estate. These are very high stakes transactions, right? They involve people's personal information, financial information. So we want to make sure that it is very secure, and that is why all the verification. And then you just create your password and you're all set. All right, Angel Alert, what's the next tip?
Awesome. So the next tip that I have for everyone is making sure that your content is extremely high quality, especially if you're in the finance or real estate or mortgage space, because you are someone that people are trusting you with their money. And if you're recording on an iPhone, there's nothing wrong with that, but you need to, if you want to really, you know, brand yourself as an expert, it's a very psychological thing. When we see a really high quality video edited, you know, really well with a 4K camera, then we know that this person is talking business and is someone I should listen to. If it's super blurry, then, you know, maybe people will lose focus, or they won't really trust you as much. So high quality content is the next tip that I have. If, you know, we have a team across the country that can help you film and edit. We have editors around the world, and so let me know if, you know, we can get you some high quality content.
That's a good point. So how do people contact Sahib? Can you put that up again?
Sure thing.
And while you're doing that, I will share, I had a small success over the weekend. So
A small success.
I had a small social media success. I'm terrible. I'm just so terrible at social media. So I had a small success. I got real happy because I got this dopamine rush now. We had dinner at the beach on Sunday, and I posted a picture of my wife and my kid. And now it's got like 800 likes on it.
Awesome.
I think that's the most it's ever had. So, you know, what I say is, if my ugly face was on that picture, it wouldn't have any likes. So the social media stars are my wife and my kid.
And who knows, you just announced it live on a webinar, so it might just really blow up after this.
Exactly. Matt asked a question: do we have scripts and calling schedules already? That's a good question. So can you bring up the calling schedule, Angel?
Yes, so one moment here. But that does bring up another good point. So we had a realtor using this feature that then asked AngelAi, can you repeat this? I forget the time frame. It was like every 3 months or something like this. So if you have specifics of what you want done, or, you know, maybe you want the calls forwarded to a different phone number that's come up before, you can talk to AngelAi just like she was a human being. So if you have any questions about what she's doing for you, need to specify anything, just tell her, just like you would anyone else.
But the better advantage of talking to AngelAi as opposed to human being is you don't have to care about offending her. A computer has no feelings. So you don't have to be polite. You don't have to say please and thank you and all this kind of stuff, right? So it's just straight to business. And if you don't like something, say, I don't like this, I don't like that answer, or, you know, I think you're right, I think you're wrong. Whatever you're feeling, you just tell her. Right? She is empathetic. She will understand your feelings. It's called empathetic technology. It's really interesting. AI is actually very good at understanding human feelings, and she will be responsive to that. Okay. Without
her own emotions in the way.
Yes, the computer is just a hunk of metal. It has no emotions, and that's why it's so good at understanding human feelings, is because it has no feelings to distort its perspective. It just follows the math. Okay. So,
and the math it follows with the lead follow-up is up on the screen now. So when you submit your leads, if you're doing phone and email campaign, this is what it looks like. Day one, they're going to make 5 phone call attempts. Obviously, if they get through, they're not going to keep calling. But day one, there'll be 5 attempts. Day 2, there'll be 3, then 2, and then 1. And after those first 4 days, it'll turn into just a regular weekly email drip campaign.
And I just got a dopamine rush. We just got another like on my Facebook on the picture from Sunday.
All right. See, I knew it was going to blow up after that.
Yeah. It just popped up. It just, I get those Facebook alerts just popped up. It's great. Social media is so addictive.
Yes. So, and also great time to mention, if you're not already following Pavan, Sunwest, AngelAi, on social media, make sure you're doing that so that you can stay up to date on events that we're going to be at and all of the latest and greatest news for new releases, all of that good stuff. And again, if you have questions, make sure you're asking them in the chat. What was the sign up search for AngelAi? I'm going to put the URL in the chat. You can just go to angelai.com or angelai.ai, and then you tell her create account. She'll ask you your name first. Tell her your name. Otherwise, she'll start calling you create account, and you'd have to correct her.
So the way AngelAi works is when you first go to angelai.com, you press the button. There's a button on the beginning that says talk to Angel now. You click that button, you get a splash screen, then you say let's chat. The reason you get a splash screen first is that it has all legal disclaimers that you got to agree to. And then you hit let's chat, and then the first thing she'll ask you is, what's your name? And that's just like you, so that she has a point of reference to start talking to you. And you can give her your real name, you can give her your middle name, you can give her some other name. It doesn't really matter at that point. If you haven't already logged in, if you haven't already created an account, you could give her your name, and you could actually start talking to her and asking her mortgage and financing questions. And she will start, even though you don't have an account, she will start responding to you. So you can ask her what is an FHA loan limit, what are the DPA programs, whatever you want to ask her, you can ask her. And she will respond the best she can given the limited information that you've given her. Now, if you start getting into consumer information, if you say, hey, I've got this W-2, I got these tax returns of a buyer, can you check it out? Can you tell me what they'd qualify for? We start getting into that kind of, when it's PII, personal identifiable information. Okay, when it's PII, then she'll say, okay, you got to create an account now. Okay, so when you start getting into specifics, then you got to create an account now, because now we have to secure everything airtight. Right now, obviously, you as a consumer wouldn't want somebody in financial services just insecurely giving your information to an engine. So that's why it works that way. So the idea of AngelAi, she is like a concierge. She is there for you, like you walk into a high-end hotel. The concierge, when you walk to a high-end hotel, the concierge will help you no matter, they don't ask you whether you're a guest first, and ask you for your ID. They'll help you. I want movie tickets, I want dinner reservations. They'll make the dinner reservations for you. Okay, but when you say, I want my room key, then they'll ask you for an ID and verify you are who you say you are. Mm-hmm. So AngelAi is here to help you all the time.
Yes, and in just about any language. So just start talking to her in the language you want her to talk in, and she will adjust accordingly.
That's a good point. Can you bring up AngelAi splash screen, and we could just kind of show a little bit how that works?
Sure. In the meantime, we'll get Sahib's contact information up again.
It's 714-406-0197. But don't call him right now because he's here in this webinar.
I've already gotten a couple calls. I'm thinking it's there from this call. So shoot me a text or I'll call you right back after.
All right, so if you go to angelai.com, that's where you can find a ton of just information, testimonies, how people are using it. And then you just click chat with AngelAi. And this is that landing page with the terms and conditions, as Pavan mentioned. This is one way you can change the language just right here from the landing page. So it defaults to English up here on the globe, but I can click on Espanol or Korean to just start the chat out in that language. Once you're already in the chat, you can still change the language. On the just to the left of your text field, you're going to see a flag. In my case, I have to tell her my name. So you're going to see a flag. So if you click on that, you can also change between English, Spanish, and Korean, but you did not hear me wrong. I did say she speaks just about any language. So these are just the most commonly used within AngelAi right now. But you can just start talking to her in the language that you want to talk to her in, and she will respond accordingly.
Yeah, so like my daughter speaks many different languages, and one language she learned was Farsi. And she learned that because it's very close to Hindi. And there's other reasons she learned it, which is, we won't go into that now. We'll let her explain that some other time. But so she was testing it, it's like, oh, let me try it in Farsi. So she installed a Farsi keyboard and started chatting with it in Farsi, and she was like getting responses back in Farsi.
Oh, that's awesome.
And yeah, and it's also, AngelAi also speaks Hindi, and it speaks Punjabi as well.
Cool. I might just try it out.
Yeah.
So Sahib, you mentioned briefly that you've started using AI, integrating AI in the work that you and your company does. What factors made you decide to take that leap? What have the results been, just for people who are on the fence or maybe just getting into AI?
Yeah. Actually, it's quite interesting, the AI boom that's happened in the past 6 months. Our first platform that we built in 2019 to help brands and influencers collaborate was fully built on our own our development team's AI platform. And so I've been in in the AI space, you could say, since 2019. Right now, to help our clients and our real estate agents and brokers create content quicker, our editors are using AI to help edit and cut up long, 3-hour podcasts to make quick content. So the turnaround time is much faster. And additionally, we all know that making content is really tough. You sometimes don't know what to speak about, right? Like you sit down and you're like, okay, what do I speak about today? You can spend hours writing scripts and testing different things, or you can just ask ChatGPT, hey, what are the 4 trending real estate topics in the last 24 hours? Get those topics. Please write me a 30-second Instagram reel or a minute-long TikTok script using these 3 topics or 4 topics. And there you go. You have a solid script right there. And I think it just helps our lives so much, makes our workflow so much quicker, so that there's really no excuse to not creating content. Everything's given to you. If you're shy in front of the camera, you can create an AI avatar that will speak for you. You can there's an unlimited amount of possibilities there with this technology.
Sahib, did you just let tip number 3 slip through?
That wasn't my tip number 3, but yeah, that is a good tip.
Bonus
tip. You heard it all. We got a bonus tip here. But did I read someplace that if you create web content that is directly off ChatGPT, then Google de-ranks it?
Not necessarily. I think what most people do is they'll word for word say what ChatGPT spits out, and you have to understand that ChatGPT at the end of the day is still a computer, right? So we don't communicate in zeros and ones. We communicate with emotions and nuance in our voice and inflections and things like that. So what you have to do is, it does require, unfortunately, a little bit of work, but take what ChatGPT gives you and add your own personality to it, right? Use that as a foundation and build upon it. Most of the scripts that we're writing for real estate agents right now are coming out from ChatGPT, and we know our agents that we're working with so well that we're able to kind of add the changes that makes them more personal to them.
Yeah.
Or you can ask ChatGPT to write it in Arnold Schwarzenegger's tone, right?
Yeah. If let's say you have years of content already made, you can feed that into ChatGPT, and it can use all of the hours of content that you've already made to understand who you are as a person, understand how you communicate, and then write things in your voice. It's quite powerful technology.
Yes, except that goes into another part of generative AI, which is very complicated. And what Sahib is hinting on there is called prompt engineering.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to feed the AI correctly to get the responses you want back. I posted on social media recently a New York Times article about an attorney who used ChatGPT to write his brief, and then ChatGPT actually fabricated cited cases that did not exist. Okay, so he didn't prompt it correctly. He says he only use real cases. Don't make up the cases, right? That's why ChatGPT has this great big disclaimer on it that says, the information that it gives you could be wrong and dangerous. Don't rely on it. So how is that different, Angel, than AngelAi?
So AngelAi, and Pavan, you mentioned it briefly earlier, is what we call augmented intelligence. So there is a great portion of AngelAi that is that artificial intelligence, but the augmented piece means that there's always some level of human oversight available. And that's how we get that warranty from SunWest on anything that AngelAi tells you. Because if you were to ask a question that the AI didn't know, or maybe just the way that you phrased it tripped it up. So we're talking about prompt engineering, and I know that's a hot topic now of like, what do I say to get it to do this? With AngelAi, I mentioned you can talk to it just like it's a human being for this reason. So if you phrase something in a way that confuses it, 24/7, it's going to get a human involved that's an expert in what your question or your request is, so that you get the help that you need. And even better, anytime human intervention is required, that whatever they did, the answer or however they resolved the request is programmed into the AI. So it's always learning, it's always getting faster and better, but most importantly, you're always getting a correct answer when you ask a question. And when it comes to finance and real estate, mortgages, being correct is of utmost importance. So that's another thing. We're talking about ChatGPT, and so the difference between the two technologies being 100% artificial intelligence and augmented intelligence. For that verification, sometimes you're going to get an instant answer, like when you see ChatGPT. Other times, AngelAi may say, please allow me 5 minutes. And that is so that it can run a really rigorous verification process so that SunWest can warrant that answer. So when it comes to your business, I don't know about all of you, I would assume definitely me, I would rather wait a couple of minutes and know the answer that I'm getting is correct. So I can go back to my clients, my partners, and give that answer and not have to come back in a few days and say, well.
Yeah. Well, this is financial services. There's hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions of dollars at stake. You cannot have a wrong answer. And the magical part about AngelAi is I think right now we've got like more than 5,000 chats a day are coming through it daily. And all the answers are answered in seconds to minutes. Right. So the technology is incredible. So and no, we don't have thousands of people that supervise it. We have a few hundred people at most, if even that much. And they're basically data scientists and engineers that are looking at it. And what the AI does is it sets up probabilities of this might be wrong, or I'm not. The probability of that I'm right here is, 90% versus 50%. Okay, and so we have all these algorithms, and then we figure out when a human's supposed to get involved, check it, or help it along and say, and it's really about words. It's about saying, this is what the customer meant. Customer meant, customer meant loan amount did not mean purchase price. That's a terrible example, but
on the fly,
on the spot, I had to come up with something, right? So when the humans help it along like that, okay, and it's real time helping it, and so you're free of the prompt engineering. Okay, so you talk to it as a regular person. Okay, it figures out, a human helps it create the right prompt so that it will get the right answer, and that's the magic. And then our prompt engineering algorithm gets smarter every time a human helps it. It learns how to prompt itself. Right? And that's something that ChatGPT has not yet figured out. They don't have the resources. They don't have they don't have the focus to figure out how to self-prompt. Okay, so it's not user-friendly, and certainly you can't trust your money to something if you have to prompt it just right. Because then you'll never know whether did I prompt it right or wrong. Did I say the right thing? Is this, right? So we had a situation at a webinar recently where somebody challenged AngelAi, and they went to ChatGPT and asked for the FH county limits. And they said, aha, ChatGPT, look how fast it is. I got it in a fraction of a second, but ChatGPT returned the answers from a couple of years ago. Right. Angel took a minute. AngelAi took a minute. Angel would take seconds, but AngelAi took a minute. and AngelAi gave exactly the right answer. Current county limits. So when your commission's online, when a customer's home is on the line, you want something that you can trust. And AngelAi you can trust because SunWest, my mortgage company, backs its answers 100%. So what that means is if you get an answer from AngelAi, and if the impossible happens and she's wrong, SunWest will fund that loan anyways. We'll honor that answer and we'll proceed forward with that loan. Okay, and if that means that SunWest has to put that loan in scratch and dent and balance sheet it, SunWest will. And so it's a huge warranty. And just think about all the realtors and loan officers that are watching right now and think about what that means to your business, where you have a place to go to. You can't even do that with your current underwriters. Right? And I don't care what lender you work for, you can't go to your underwriter and say, will you stand behind it? You told me the DTI is 29%. Will you stand behind it? Right. And the answer is no. But with AngelAi, the answer is yes. We'll stand behind it. And that's the power of technology. It's that reliable. Okay. So we are going to have to quickly
Angel alert.
Angel alert, yes, because we are last 10 minutes and our audience has been very patient waiting for Sahib's tips. And we got two and a half so far. So let's get number 3.
Yeah. So I think the one that I would want to share next is don't be afraid to get a little bit controversial. When I say that, a lot of people kind of think like, oh, I'm going to get on social media and start making things up, but that's not necessarily true. One of my most popular, most viral financial videos was saying that rich people don't use savings accounts. Instead, they use assets to hold their money. And it got a few million views and thousands of comments of people being mad at me. Like, of course, rich people use savings accounts and things like that. But saying something that is true, but is not necessarily accepted widely is a great way to raise your engagement and get some virality. We all know of a man named Andrew Tate, one of the most Googled people on the planet. And what people don't realize is, yes, in the last 6 months, last year, he's become world famous, but he's been posting content for over 10 years consistently. And so it's only when he started really being loud and obnoxious online that he started gaining the popularity that he did. So I'm not saying start, yelling at the internet and saying things that are inappropriate, but I'm saying that don't be afraid to poke the bear a little bit. If you believe something and you know it's true and you can justify it, it's okay to put a little bit of spice on it and put it out to the world, because that reaction that you get is not necessarily a bad thing. Every comment that you get, even if someone's attacking you, is still helping boost that piece of content with the algorithm.
Yeah, actually, what you said is absolutely true. It's the best way to make money is to not put it in the bank account. Although these days savings, are paying 5.25% or something like that.
Yeah.
If you got the money in a savings account and you're not getting, at least 5%, pull it out and put it in 1 month treasuries, because that's like 5.5 almost, I think, right now. But and if you are, if you have money, but you're renting, that in my opinion is the most stupid thing you can do. Right? Because number one, you could be making a mortgage payment instead of paying rent to your landlord who's making his mortgage payment from your rent. But the biggest problem with when you're renting is you're not getting the tax write-off. right? Because you can dollar for dollar practically write off that interest, that rent payment. So, and that's how you start saving money. And then every time you make a mortgage payment, guess what? You're getting asset rich, right? The money's going back into your house. Yes, 80%, 90% of that payment is interest, 10% is principal, but as over time, the percentage that's principal goes up and the percentage of that interest goes down, right? And that interest is 100% tax deductible. So if you're
Not
tired of,
financial advice, but great information.
Always
I'm
have
not a licensed
disclaimer there.
financial advisor, but Sahib is. So
Yeah.
I am a loan officer. I'm a licensed loan originator. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. So you do talk to Sahib if you want to know real tax advice. Talk to Sahib.
Yeah, side business. Yeah.
All right, Angel alert.
Another
Rapid
one.
fire here.
Rapid
Yeah.
fire. Okay. So one of the things that when I work with people, there's one of two scenarios. One is that I have so many ideas of content that I want to make, or I have zero ideas and I don't know what content to make. And when someone has so many ideas, they're overwhelmed, so they don't make anything. And when they don't have any ideas, they still don't make anything. So one of the things that I like to tell people is, first, if you have a lot of ideas and don't know where to start, just pick one and start. You want to be posting content every single day. You need to be a content powerhouse. And if number two, you don't know what kind of content to make, if let's say you're a real estate agent, mortgage broker, go to Wall Street Journal and figure out the most common or the most recent news in your space and just react to it. React to someone else's video of them making content. That's the easiest way to make content. To become a content machine, you need to stop overthinking and start actually posting consistently, because that's what the algorithm gives precedent to. It pushes people who are constantly posting on their platforms.
That's a great one.
And woohoo! From the Sunday picture on Facebook, I got 2 more likes.
Yes.
All right.
I'm feeling good. I love that dopamine rush really works.
Yeah.
Is it time for another?
It's moving on up the algorithm.
Is it time for another angel alert?
Angel alert.
Do it. So the one that I think this is maybe the last one, the second to last one, is you need to hop on trends very quickly. There's constantly new trends that are being pushed by the algorithm, right? And you need to be on them as soon as you see them popping up. One of the things that I've been really good at is noticing these trends early and then making content and having a quick turnaround. What a lot of people do, and I've been guilty of this myself, is I'll see a group of viral videos, for example, reacting to a specific YouTuber or something, and I'll save it. I'll say, okay, this is a cool piece of content. I'll add it to my list of millions of other things that I got to do. And then a few months later, I'll make the piece of content and I'll wonder why it didn't go viral or why it didn't get any views. Well, that's because 3 months ago it was viral and it was trending, and today it's not. So you have to be really quick. Sometimes it may just be picking up your phone and making a quick reaction or talking about a law or something that's just passed, to be the first person out there to be speaking about it. You don't want to be waiting or left behind when everyone else is making content and you're not.
You mentioned you have a knack for uncovering the new hottest trending types of content. Is that something that you learned? Is it just a innate talent that you have? How would you suggest people start figuring that out?
So
I would say they should just contact Sahib and
yeah.
that's right. I mean,
Yeah.
They work with you.
yeah. What's your number again, Sahib?
714-406-0197.
714-406-0197. Right. Go ahead and answer the question.
Actually, so for me in high school, I was known as like the guy who always got stuff from China and like always had it in stock. My garage was full of boxes. My mom hated it because when those hoverboard segways first became popular, I was the guy that everyone went to grab them. When the bracelets, the rubber band bracelets that were in different shapes became popular, I was the first person. When I sold, I think 70,000 fidget spinners in like 2 months. And so I think it just became, I consider myself a very observant person. I'm always watching, I'm always listening. And it's one of those things I want to be involved. I have to be a part of it. So I have the fear of missing out. I have too much FOMO. I can't not be a part of it.
An entrepreneur from the beginning.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, I've got Sahib's contact information back up on the screen so you can scan that QR code. So the top 5 tips that we got today in growing your social media platform, your following: consistency. So do not get discouraged. Just be consistent. High quality content. Don't be afraid to poke the bear. Talk a little bit about controversy. Don't get yourself canceled, but walk the edge. Be a content powerhouse. Just start. Stop overthinking, and hop on those trends quickly. All right. Do you want to give them one more bonus in this last minute for sticking around?
Let me think. If you scan the QR code, I'll give you the bonus there. We'll
Oh, okay. All right. I'll put this QR code back up. So if you scan the QR code, Sahib's going to give you one more bonus tip.
I'll give a bonus tip of something I've observed.
Yeah.
And I'm a social media baby, not like Sahib. But the pattern I've seen is you keep it personal, keep it real, keep it personal, keep it interesting. That creates the most engagement.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, if you keep it business all the time, people get bored. Because remember, social media is entertainment, it's media, right? And the biggest competitor to Netflix now it's not Amazon Prime, right? It's TikTok and YouTube Shorts. People are spending more time watching social media than they are watching these big budget networks. Okay, so don't forget your audience is there for entertainment and maybe get some information. Last thing they want to see is commercials. If you come across looking like a commercial, they're not going to want to watch it. But if you come across appearing informative and being informative and just having fun, like we're having so much fun in this call today.
Yep.
This one's going to go viral.
This is going to go viral, right? And Shahib's already messing with the algorithm. This is going to have 1 million hits by tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll make it happen.
And that's a fun fact about Pavan's social media. He runs it himself. So when you're interacting with his posts and he's commenting back, that is in the flesh, Pavan Agarwal.
Yes, I am in there. Hopefully I don't get canceled like Trump did.
All right. Well, we are right at the hour. That seemed to go by very fast. This was a very fun call. We thank you for being our special guest. And
one last thing. We missed the most important point. How does somebody learn more, get more training on AngelAi?
Oh, they
just
go to a workshop. So go to AngelAi and tell her workshop. And we offer live small group. We keep them really small groups so you can get like one-on-one attention from the trainer. You'll walk through hands-on some exercises so you can get comfortable using the system, get some ideas of how to integrate it in your business. So angelai.com, tell her workshop, and she'll get you registered. We're offering them every day. So she will help you get registered for the next available session. We're even offering them in Spanish now. So make sure you take advantage of that so you can figure out the best way to integrate it in your business.
Okay, so the 3 most important prompts to know about AngelAi. Number 1, to create an account. Number 2, workshop. And number 3, what's the prompt, Angel, for when you have leads that you want to give to AngelAi to prospect for you?
I have a bulk file of leads
Yes.
for you to follow up on.
Right. So just simple plain English. I have leads for you to follow up on. I have a bulk of leads. Right. Just as you would tell her, tell another person.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
And 4th most important, I want a t-shirt.
Oh, yes. Experience the future. Experience the future of e-commerce. We actually have a patent on chat AI, using chat AI to order product. We own that patent. So, and we've implemented that process and that technology in AngelAi So if you go into AngelAi and you say, I want a t-shirt, and you don't even have to create an account for it, so you just say, I want a t-shirt. She will mail you one of these beautiful t-shirts. Right, and you'll get it in a day or two in the mail. It's a lot of fun, and it's the way Bill Gates has been talking about this, that everything's going to be done in chat, and Amazon's in trouble and so forth. It's because of our patent, and because we thought about this stuff, years ago, before anybody else was thinking about it. So we have it implemented, and we're going to be scaling it. That's one of the other reasons we changed the name to AngelAi, because we have all of this amazing stuff coming out in AngelAi, that it can do all of this, be your central command center, your personal assistant.
And I see it, Jose in the chat, you have to tell AngelAi, not this angel. So AngelAi.ai, tell her I want a t-shirt. And she'll
Yes.
get it for you.
Right. So you go to angelai.com. That's an overview page, and you click use the app now. That takes you to angelai.ai, which is the actual application. If you're on your mobile phone and you want to download the app, we have an AngelAi app as well. You just go to angelai.ai and it'll prompt you. It'll give you the option to download, or you can go to the Google Play Store, or you can go to the iPhone store, and you can search for AngelAi. You'll find it there. I think it's on Play Store. It's the top hit if you type AngelAi. On iPhone, for whatever reason, you got to scroll down a little bit. Apple's always more complicated.
All right. Well, thanks everyone so much for joining us on this, the Mondayest Wednesday of the year. Hope you all had a wonderful 4th of July yesterday. Sahib, thanks so much for joining us and sharing all of that.
What was the number again, Sahib?
714-406-0197.
All right. Give them a call.